with a video. I am in the midst of my Time Dark Dimension 2 run and kind of just 4 hours into it currently. My team is still going strong, so doing good on that end. It's just taking, the fights just take a little bit of time. It's been talked about what is kind of the goal, I guess, maybe after you've completed Dark Dimension 2, or just maybe needing some additional guidance and whatnot. So this video is going to be focused on what Minicall's plan is following my completion of Dark Dimension 2, and just where I'm looking to take the newest account, etc. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I am in a weird situation where, like I said, I entered Dark Dimension 2 prior to entering Dark Dimension 1. So, you'll see here, I can actually start Dark Dimension 1, but I mean, this team is absolute garbage, and I mean, it doesn't make sense to go in with that. So I am planning to go in with an AIM team with Ultron, and I think I should be able to kind of burn through Dark Dimension 1 pretty quickly. But anyway, so once I do get my Dark Dimension 2 run completed, which I am planning to do hopefully in the next hour or two, kind of the goal I am looking to take the account into. First and foremost, obviously, I will be working on getting towards level 75. At level 75, I will unlock all of my Blitz teams, or, all 30 of the Blitz team save squads. Once that is done, kind of I'll form up my 30 Blitz teams to make blitzing easier. But so once I do get to 75, that is the next goal, obviously, get to 75. As I'm working towards that to level 75, my next goal is to get into Dark Dimension 3 as early as possible. Dark Dimension 3 is just a whole different animal from Dark Dimension 1, 2, and even Dark Dimension 4 from kind of what I understand of Dark Dimension 4. And Dark Dimension 3 is just a real kind of time consumer. It's not as strategy based, and it's really just kind of do as much damage as you can a day and kind of move on. So I'd like to get into that mode as soon as possible. And Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4 are a little different, where you do need actual trait requirements. So, the first four nodes in Dark Dimension 3 are free for all. You can take in any characters, and then the next four nodes are global. So, I think what I'm planning to do is in the background, it's not a primary focus just because I can't quite farm it yet, but it'll be working towards that gear tier 14 stuff. And what I mean by that is, let me actually grab a character that has them. So, when we're looking here, the stuff like this, like these superior nanites, etc. So kind of my goal is I want to be able to farm all of these gear tier 14 items, and they are also to an extent used for gear tier 15. Um, a lot of these are going to be farmed in the end game campaign nodes. So we are talking the Heroes campaign in 7. We are talking the Villains campaign again in the 7. And then Nexus, it is in campaign 8, which I am kind of almost through. Um, Cosmic, I don't think there are any cosmic ones, so correct on that one. And then obviously the Doom War. And in order to get to the Doom War, you need to complete the Nexus Chapter 8. So kind of where I'm at right now is I am working on at least getting through these campaign nodes for two main reasons. I'm starting with the Nexus just because I, I'm just that's just the one I started on. No really rhyme or reason. So the first set of nodes, you could basically take in any team. So I took in my symbiotes. They were super easy to be able to three-shot these, and at the time I was progressing through the Nexus because I wanted to be able to bring actually all five of my symbiotes in, and my symbiotes needed these superior MRIs, and I was just having some really rotten luck on them popping up in the store, so I thought, farming them might be a little bit easier. Um, so I was just kind of progressing my way through this. I got up to this node right here, which is the last trait, and you can do Shield, Brotherhood, or X-Men. And so what I'm doing is I'm basically building up teams as I need them for these campaigns. So like I said, since I'm already almost done with the Nexus, I am going to start working on an X-Men team, and I kind of did a little bit of a hybrid team just off of characters I did have available to me, and I am looking at X-23, Colossus, Cyclops, Beast, and Storm is kind of who I'm planning to take to build up to get through those last three nodes of the Nexus. Now, the reasoning I chose these three characters out of the X-Men I do have available to me, there is a couple reasonings behind it. X-23 in particular is the new addition to the X-Men, and she is just a phenomenal character on the X-Force team with Deadpool. So really, she's still part of a top war offense team, so really no wasted resources in her. Colossus is, phenomenal on the actual X-Men team with Phoenix. Beast is going to be, looks like he's moving over to this new astonishing X-Men team with Iceman. So probably that's going to be a very strong team, so it doesn't hurt to build them. And then I just figured Storm, she pairs really well with Beast with her charges, so I thought that would be really good. And then Cyclops himself is also a really good character for the Uncanny X-Men. And, so I just feel like a lot of these characters will be utilized elsewhere, and that's kind of where I am. Once I finish the Nexus, I think I will go over to the Villains campaign and start working towards the Hela node, which is right here at 7-6. And I'm not too sure if I need anything else at the time for the time being from the Villains campaign. So my goal for Villains is to get to Villains 7-6. So I will start looking at Mystic Villains and just kind of which ones I can take with me. It's again kind of a very roster dependent and who you have. In opening up my Mega Orbs, I luckily unlocked Hela, so I definitely will be taking Hela as one of those characters. Loki will be another, as he's already built up. And then the other, three rather, I'm not too sure on yet. I am still working on unlocking characters and whatnot. Mordo is certainly an option, especially since I can use him with to unlock Phoenix later on. But then the last two, I'm not really too sure who I'm planning on taking in. Um, if I can, I mean, I guess I'll see where I am. Juggernaut and Thanos is certainly an option, but again, I haven't really decided on that yet. It's kind of still a ways off for me. Um, Heroes, kind of again, same thing. You're just kind of going in and basically just trying to complete the nodes that you need based off of the teams that are available. So kind of, I guess that's really where I am is I'm looking at getting my orange gear farmable, and I am building teams up in order to do that. Now, mind you, these are end game campaigns essentially, so kind of where I'm building my characters to test them out to see if they can finish the node is I'm doing gear tier 10, and then I'm building them up to level 65, and then taking them to 6, 6, 6, and 4 for their abilities. So kind of the standard on that. So kind of where I'm spending my campaign energy at the time being, I am still farming my AIM characters just for Dark Dimension 1 to make that easier. Once I am finished with that, I am going to transition my character farming actually into more legendary requirements, and just kind of talking about legendaries that are currently in game, and legendaries that I think it's really kind of worth it to invest into, as far as taking your resources and trying to unlock them. There's a handful of legendaries that I think really kind of still hold up and that are, I guess, a little bit easier to acquire, and the first one being, and the one I am currently targeting on Mini, is Black Bolt. Definitely standalone one of the strongest DPSs in the game. Phenomenal character. Part of the Inhumans team, which makes up a great war offense. He is the one I'm going after first. Once I kind of get to the requirements that are Black Bolt, I am going to then switch over to Ebony Maw. Again, just a phenomenal character and part of the Black Order. Still one of the best teams, and especially one of the best kind of like pure teams in the game still. And then following that, Phoenix is also still a very powerful character. Those are the three legendaries I am primarily focusing on as far as farming. Other good legendaries that are still really good characters, Magneto, Dr. Octopus, and Invisible Woman, are still all pretty good characters. I just don't have the resources right now to farm them. So that is kind of what I'm working on. Once my aim team is done, I can take those character shards that I would be farming and I will switch them over to Asgardians. The goal for me, you can certainly unlock the legendaries at 5. I would like to unlock them at 6. I might be getting greedy with that, I'm not too sure. But that's just kind of where that is. Other things, kind of, I guess I'm focusing on, as I am building up these teams to go through these campaign nodes, it is also having the bonus effect of increasing my blitz power, which is always a good thing. Um, and then also, running into some of the newer raids, especially with the Gamma raid in particular. I already have a pretty built up Pimtech team. I've got a really built up symbiote team, so I'm able to handle those nodes pretty easily. However, once I get up to the higher tiers of the Gamma Raid, in particular these 4 nodes right here that require either Brotherhood, Mercs, or X-Men team, I have just absolutely nothing to do, and my teams basically wipe almost immediately. So in building up that X-Men team also that I am working on for the Nexus, the also thought behind it is I can also use them in the Gamma raid, which is definitely the hardest raid I think for Mini, and I just think the hardest Greek raid overall. Another thing, that I will be kind of working on as this is happening in building up those teams is, it also has the advantage of not only getting me through those campaign nodes, but it's also building up stronger blitz teams. But then it's also, giving me more options for Alliance War. Now, and I'm still kind of a firm believer of this. Alliance War, it certainly rewards some great resources, but again, it's something that only happens 3 times a week, so it's not really my primary focus at this time. If you really enjoy the war mode and you're looking to kind of participate more, you can certainly focus more on war teams. I would certainly say a 2-to-1 ratio for offense to defense is definitely, I think, more the way to go as you're building up those teams. But that's just kind of where the account roadmap is at for the time being. So just to guys kind of recap, I am focusing on getting the gear tier, essentially 13 through 15 orange mats on farm. That way I can take a team into Dark Dimension 3 as well as get some certain characters that I want farmed. So Hela is a big goal for me because I am trying to unlock Black Bolt. Hopefully his next pass around, which is again that'll be probably a reach for myself. And then, so working on getting those orange gears farmable, working on farming legendary characters, and then having that also bonus effect of, getting stronger blitz teams, getting stronger raid teams. It's just, I guess, kind of where the account is. If y'all are looking for kind of more specific teams, can certainly go into that. I can talk about who I'm planning to take into Dark Dimension 3 on Mini, and I can do that in another video. So hopefully y'all are finding these helpful, and hopefully this roadmap kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of where you can possibly take your account now that you've finished Dark Dimension 2. And please like and subscribe this if you did find this video helpful. And thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a happy new year and have a good one.